What's up, everybody? Welcome to 4th and 1. I'm the one and only Ray. We got Nav in the house. We got Robbie in the house. We got Slick Nick in the house, baby. Let's go. 4th and 1 podcast. Let's get it going. Hit it up, Rob. Let's hit it with those questions. Let's
Bring
go.
the heat. Bring the heat.
That's the energy. Moy's not going to live up to that one.
No, there's no way. We're missing your boy Moy, but we're representing the Las Vegas Raiders. We got your boy Nav on the corner right over there. How you doing, Nav?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
Back to the pod, man. We missed you over here.
Thank you. I miss you guys too.
Perfect. We're gonna kick it off hot. We're gonna talk about some Monday Night Football, where the Buffalo Bills are making an insane statement and wreaking havoc on the league. The former number one in the AFC, the Tennessee Titans, the former Super Bowl champions. That's the two opponents they faced. They didn't care about a single one of them. So I'm going to start it off with you, Ray. Can the Buffalo Bills pull off a perfect season?
No, they cannot pull off a perfect season. And here is my reason as to why. Josh Allen is extremely talented. This Stephon Diggs is amazing. That defense is amazing. Damn it, their damn special teams is amazing. The whole three levels of football for them, perfection. But I think at some point, every quarterback has a bad day. Every quarterback's going to have a bad day in this league. I'm the hugest Lamar fan you probably will ever meet. He's going to have a bad day. It all happens. It's the National Football League. It's any given Sunday. I mean, damn. Last year, didn't the Bills lose to a horrible team? I don't remember which team. Don't quote me, but I know they lost to a really bad team.
It was the Jags.
It was the Jags. So it's any given Sunday. Anything can happen. So I'm going to say no to that.
I like it. What you think, Slick Nick? Can the Buffalo Bills pull off the perfect season?
I mean, anything's possible, but 17 games is a lot of games, and it's a lot of wear and tear. I don't think it's going to happen. They definitely are a hell of a team that could do it. But they're going to have it's going to be a long road ahead. So I wouldn't even get too into it. And you also really don't want to go undefeated. It's kind of like bad luck.
Yeah, the 2007 Patriots showed you that. What you think, Nav?
I'm gonna go off with both of the guys. Yeah, I'm gonna say no. It's a perfect. That's gonna be tough. The last 2 weeks, I feel like it wasn't really a contender game for the Bills. So, but I feel like the next 2 weeks, they're gonna be playing Miami, and maybe the Ravens, and could give them a little taste of their game. I don't think Bills could do it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you guys that they're not gonna do it because they're gonna lose 2 games this year, and both times they're gonna lose. They're right here. You can't see my finger, but they're right here. They're gonna lose to the Patriots. Mac Jones is gonna throw 3 balls. Next game he might throw 1 ball, but that's fine. They're gonna take down the Buffalo Bills, and the Bills will not have that perfect season that everybody's talking about. On to from the most exciting thing that happened in football, the Buffalo Bills taking command. We're going to break it off with some sad news. Trey Lance going down with a significant ankle injury, and his season is over. So, Nick, I'm going to give you the spotlight. Take as much time as you need. What does Trey Lance's injury mean to the Niners season?
There's so many levels to this, going back to the trade up, going back to the overthrow from Jimmy G in the Super Bowl. There's so many levels to this. But I'm not I'm disappointed and I'm frustrated as a fan, not because of this season. We're actually we're in a great position. Like, Jimmy G is good. He brought us there. Jimmy G's a 9-year vet. He's been on the team 4 or 5 years. Like, I've seen what he is. I know what he is. He'll get you through some games. He'll make some dumb plays. But in the end, he can get you there as long as the rest of the team is stacked. And he's not going to be a net negative. The problem is it is not in the Niners' best interest long term. We now have Trey Lance sitting another season. This year, he can't even practice, until the end of the year, potentially. So you now have he sat last year, except for 2 games, whatever. He sat the year before from college for COVID. So you're now going into year 3 in the NFL and you haven't played in 3 years. Like that's not good. And the 5th year option is going to be due at the end of that season. So I hate this for the franchise. But I mean, ultimately this year, I'm not really concerned about. Like, I'm still excited for them, and it's still cool. But like, I am disappointed because I wanted to see, even if Trey Lance struggled, I wanted to see a different team, like a different offense. I wanted to see them be able to push the ball downfield. I wanted to see my QB, be able to scramble and avoid sacks. And so now I'm back with Jimmy G, and he will throw it over the middle and eat some sacks and throw to linebackers. So, it is what it is. And I'm a little frustrated at Shanahan for the way he handled Lance. I know Lamar runs down the middle, and I know Josh Allen ran out, but watching Lance, I never felt good about the way he was running. He was initiating contact. And to me, maybe Shanahan thought like, okay, he's not developed yet enough as a passer. And so this is how I'm going to win games. I need him to make up for it with those runs. But I don't think he handled it right. I think his inexperience showed as much as a runner in the NFL as it did a passer. And he didn't show that he could protect himself. And ultimately, if it wasn't this game, there's only so many times you can run as a QB and try to knock out linebackers and linemen and DEs. Like, there's only so many times. Like, you're flirting with it every single time. Lamar can do it because he avoids it. Like, Kyler can do it because he avoids it. Josh Allen's bigger than Trey Lance, but he also has more time to he's had more time to do it. He threw, and last game he ran 1 time. So like, yes, he did run a lot, but he's also built differently. Trey was, to me, he wasn't confident in his running either, or he was too confident sometimes. And I think the coaches and the staff needed to protect him from himself, and instead they played to it, and this is what happened.
Yeah.
So I think the season's good. I think we actually, like, our Super Bowl odds went up. It is what it is, because Jimmy G is a better QB for that system right now. But the potential was Trey Lance could get there, and you hope, like, if he can get you into the playoffs, like, that's still 17 games of development, and that can be pretty huge for him, and even going into next year. So yeah.
Even if you guys took a dump this season, even just to get Trey Lance's his practice reps, and it would be just mean the world to the Niners. I'm sure it's a super bummer news, just to see someone with so much question marks go down so early in the season and just leave with so much question marks still. And we all wish him a speedy recovery, and hopefully he comes out next year and balls. What do you think, Nav? What do you think Trey Lance's injury means to the Niners this season?
It definitely hurts them future wise because of what they were trying to accomplish this season. I mean, this season I felt like they were just trying to see what Trey Lance could do for the team and stuff like that. But I feel like it hasn't changed much, as in like where they kept Jimmy G as a backup, which was the smartest thing that they ever could have done, because it's pretty much how it's going to be last season. They're just going to do whatever it takes to get Jimmy going. And this team already knows what they could do with Jimmy G. I guess they're just trying to take a step forward and see what they could do with Trey Lance. So I feel like it hasn't changed much from last season. But going future-wise, like as in forward, it will hurt them a little bit.
I'm with you, man. This is the same team coming back from last year, pretty much, and that same team, led by Jimmy G, went to the NFC Championship with a weaker NFC conference now. I mean, we'll see. The Niners are still definitely a contender in the NFC. What do you call it, Ray? What do you think Trey Lance's injury means to the Niners?
Yeah, first and foremost, I mean, all the prayers in the world go out to Trey Lance, and I mean, you don't ever want to see a player ever get hurt like that. I know it's the NFL, but man, I don't ever want to see that happen, and it sucks that it did. But I literally have said on this podcast since we pretty much started, since Trey Lance even got drafted, you gave up that much capital for the man. Play him. You play him early. Like, this could have, all this stuff like that Nick was saying, like he didn't know how to kind of protect his own body in a sense. But it was just like, man, he should have played as a rookie. He should have got all that. I get it. If he wasn't ready, he wasn't ready. But in my opinion, you play him. You don't give up that much capital and not play somebody. Play him as a rookie. have him learn, get his feet wet. And if he got injured his rookie year, okay, he got injured his rookie year. But at least he knows how to protect himself going to the next year. Those reps and repetitions. Now, Nick, like just as Nick was saying, it's year 3. We still haven't seen Trey Lance. And now we're going to go into year 4. And now we got to hope and pray. Now everyone's going to be like, oh, can he stay in? Is he going to stay healthy? Is he going to stay healthy? I guarantee you that's the whole hype that's going to be on this next upcoming season. Is he going to stay healthy? Can he last the whole season? I believe he will. I hope and pray that he does. I think we were going to see the best Trey Lance this upcoming week. I really, really believe that we were going to see the best Trey Lance going forward into the season. I think he was going to ball out in this game. I know, but like Nick said, they're very fortunate to have Jimmy G still. I'm very happy they didn't get rid of him. The offense did look better with Jimmy G in there. It's because he's a veteran. He knows that offense inside and out. He knows those players extremely well. But I'm going to go back to what I said, like in the earlier podcast, in the earlier days, they should have played him as a rookie, man. They should have played him. Yeah. But I had to defer to Nick to that because I'm not a Niner expert or anything like that. But I think I'd have to defer to what Nick said for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, I totally understand. Nick, you got any final words for your team?
Good point, Ryan. Yeah, I think in retrospect, a lot of us are just feeling like we thought Trey Lance had the best situation coming into this team with the supporting cast and everything like that and the rawness. I mean, but it seems like it's almost bit him in the butt because the expectations were so high that Kyle Shanahan is trying to develop him while also chase a Super Bowl. And I feel like part of that led to this injury in the sense that there was an interview talking about with Trey Lance, and they were like, "Are you ever going to slide? Are you going to avoid?" And he's like, "No, if it means getting some yards, if it means getting those extra couple of things, I'm going to do it, and I'm gonna, I'm not going to slide." And it's like I feel like he had that pressure to save the team now or do what he could now.
I think we got some technical difficulties. I think we got some technical difficulties.
You froze with your mouth open. It was a great
What did you guys did I get anything or no?
After you said
that he has to go now, pretty much.
Yeah,
great situation. But
I just felt like he was trying to do too much too soon and felt too much pressure. And that's, and like I was saying, I just kind of said, it's great that if you rush to get those extra yards and get that first down, but it's better is being healthy for the next 15 games. So, that's where I just think like he was under too much pressure to win, and Kyle Shanahan was trying to have his cake and eat it too. And we just didn't see the development that they talked about while he was sitting on the bench.
Yeah, absolutely. I got you. So, Jimmy G jumping in, the Niners still look comfortable. So I think they're still going to be a contender.
Oh, they love Jimmy G. Jimmy G's great in there. He's, whatever. So I'm not worried about it. It's just for the future.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. We're still got a question mark, man. It's a bummer. We hate to see it. Injuries happen. Unfortunately, it's part of the game. But we're going to move it on because I'm sure we can talk about that all night. But we're going to move it on to Tua Tagovailoa. 6 touchdowns, down by 21 points, but he did not care at all. He got that dog mentality in him. Raymond, I got to go for you first, man. They played your Baltimore Ravens. I have to come after you. I'm sorry for this. Is Tua legit, and what happened?
First and foremost, Tua is not legit.
Oh.
Repeat that one more time. He's not legit. Let me explain on this because I know all the Dolphin haters and all the Dolphin fans are going to think that I'm just salty and all that stuff. But let me just at least explain to you what happened. I want to answer that question too. What happened, right? So I'm going to break this down as fast as I can for the 3 last touchdowns that they got of the football game. And they scored 28 on us in the fourth quarter, but I'll break down the last 3 touchdowns that were there. So Marcus Peters is guarding Tyreek Hill. Who has him over the top? Our first-round draft pick, Kyle Hamilton, is a safety. His responsibility was to cover over the top. Marcus Peters said, hey, I'll cover him to the, because they don't cover him all the way. They cover him to short length and then somebody goes over the top. Yeah. Kyle Hamilton messed up, blown coverage. You can see after that play, if you don't believe me, you can watch the film. He has his hand on his helmet. He's upset. He's mad. Marcus Peters is just shaking his head. Now you're at 14 points, right? The second time that they got the ball, we have a fourth round draft pick that never even started a football game, guarding Tyreek Hill. And for those who are wondering why we're getting that draft pick in there, Marcus Peters coming back from ACL injury, Marlon Humphrey having a groin injury, they were on a pitch count that entire game. They played the first half of that football game. After that, because we were up by so much, they put them on a pitch count. They put a rookie corner. It's no excuses, no nothing. We lost the football game. I own up to it, and the Miami Dolphins deserve every single credit. I tip my hat off to them in that franchise. But another blown assignment. What's the one job yet you do when you cover Tyreek Hill? I don't even play football, but I know I'm not going to let this guy go past me. He just let him right past him. Blown coverage again. The last play where Waddle caught that slant pass and over, it was there was a guy on the Ravens, number 22. I believe his name is Damian or Draymond Williams. Another rookie, Demarion Williams, a rookie, 7th round rookie, is guarding Jalen Waddle. Where is Marcus Peters? Where is Marlon Humphrey? Marlon Humphrey, I saw him at the bottom. He was guarding Tyreek Hill. He went back in the game, but they never put Marcus Peters back in the game. So you're telling me a 7th round rookie is going to guard Jalen Waddle? Are you kidding me? What is going on? It's just the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen in a really long time. And it's a sad thing. But to answer the question, no, I don't think Tua is legit, because when we had our starters in there, what happened? What happened that first half? We dominated that football game literally for the first 3 quarters. I get it. They won. Hats off to them. But if those starters were in there, I don't think that this would have happened. Those guys who guarded Jalen Waddle and I get it, Marcus Peters, but those rookie mistakes were legit rookie mistakes. And it's hella sad. As a Ravens fan, I'm extremely upset. I'm disgusted. I'm upset big time. I'm still mad. But I can't even imagine how those guys feel in the locker room after that game. 711 teams have won since 2011 to 2012 to now, to this present day. 711 teams went up by 21 points in the fourth quarter, went 711-0 until Sunday. How sad is that? We're the only one team. That's just pathetic, man. And where was the pass rush? I'm sorry, I don't mean to take long on the segment, but where the hell was the pass rush? We got this guy named Odafe Owe, who we got from Penn State 2 years ago in the first round. This guy's supposed to be like our Parsons or like our Von Miller from the Bills or from the Cowboys. Nothing. No sacks, no pressures. He did the same thing with the Jets. No sacks, no nothing, man. I don't know what this guy's. He looks lost out there, man. And it's sad that our only pass rusher is a 33-year-old guy named Justin Houston. That's our only main pass rusher who's doing.
He had a good game.
He had a great game. I'm happy that we have him, but that's sad that our youthful players aren't stepping up and doing anything. And I understand, I get it. They're Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey on a pitch count and everything like that. It's sad to see it, and it's just a learning experience. I'm not going to press the panic button yet, because I think this defense, we still got a tremendous amount of players coming back from everyone tearing their freaking ACL. So all those guys are still coming back, like Titus Bowser, David Ajibo, our 2nd-round draft pick. We still got, from the offensive side, J.K. Dobbins is still coming back. Gus Edwards is going to come back. Ronnie Stanley. I mean, the list goes on and on and on of all these guys that are coming back. I'm not going to pull the panic button yet, but to answer the question, no. Tua is not legit in my eyes. I think they are a good football team, but you'll see against the Bills. You'll see against a healthy Bills team. He's not going to be able to do that. I promise you. You will see they're going to take an L tomorrow, or not tomorrow, on Sunday, and you guys will see. I mark my word, you'll see.
Before I defer it over to the double ends, let me just tell you something, Raymond. I got a stat for you. Ready? Miami outscored Baltimore Ravens in the fourth quarter by the infamous 28-3. I just want to throw that out there. That 28-3 legend will always live, no matter what. It'll pop up somewhere. But anyways, what I'm trying to
tell me about it. As a 49er fan, having lost the lead in the Super Bowl, it follows Shanahan everywhere.
20-10, right? 20-10. But real quick, before I defer to the double ends, all those reasons you gave me is what happened to the Baltimore Ravens. You didn't give me any reasons why Tua is not the guy. I believe in Tua. I always liked Tua. I think he's a great left-handed quarterback. I think Tua's going to itch himself in the top 10 conversation here very soon towards the end of the season because he's sitting on that around that top 15 mark right now, I would say. I think he's going to itch himself in there. And I understand that your pass rush was bad. I understand that your cornerbacks were bad. But this is football, man. These people get paid millions and millions and millions of dollars to go out there and play. Just because he's a rookie doesn't mean he cannot cover receivers. He's got to get the ball going, man. They got to learn. It goes down to coaching, but you cannot take anything away from Tua, man. I'd say I give all the credit in the world to Tua. I think he did a phenomenal job. I see him sitting in that pocket, like slowly moving to the left, slowly moving to the right, waiting for plays to develop. From year 1 to year whatever he's in, year 3, year 4, I've seen slow progressions from Tua. I'm not comparing him to Josh Allen, but I've seen slow comparisons to Josh Allen, and I'm very scared that Tua is going to become a real legitimate guy because that means that Mac Jones got to step up. But we're not going to talk about the Patriots right now. But to answer that question, I'm going to say Tua is 100% legit. What do you think, Nick?
What are we saying legit? We're saying legit is top 10?
Top 10. Let's call it top 10.
QB. I don't think he's legit. I think he's a starting caliber QB. I think he's going to be the kind of guy that rides the middle of the pack, that is serviceable, that's a game manager. Kirk Cousins, Matt Ryan, Jimmy Garoppolo, Derek Carr. I think he has his limitations. I think he'll struggle when Ray said, when all the starters were in, they were giving him fits. I think that's all. I think he'll be a average starting QB, better than average. I don't think he's going to be talked about as a top 10. He might have some flashes, but ultimately I think he's going to have too many moments where he struggles.
I got you. 2-on-1, Nav. Come on, hop in. Hop in that train.
I'm gonna agree a lot with what Nick said. I think he's above. I feel like he's above average QB, and I think he has a potential to be a legit candidate, to be a top 10 QB. He has all the right plays and everything. Like players, they got Tyreek now. I feel like they're I feel like they're the highest or like the fastest offense team as of
100%.
As of right now with Tyreek, Waddle. I think they got it going. I think he's in the right system. I feel like at the end of the season, yes, I feel like he could show like he's a legit QB, but I feel like right now he's an average QB, and I think he could definitely be potentially become a legit QB. I also want to add on to that. What about Hurts? What about Jalen Hurts? Like, are we?
He's good. Jalen Hurts is good.
Are we not going to consider him as a legit candidate? Because I feel like there was a lot of talks after Wentz left, and then last season he was hit or miss, but now I feel like dude's balling now.
I would say that's fluid. I would say that's 100% fluid with Jalen Hurts. It's only week 2. He's balling. He's doing really, really good. He's really honestly impressed me. But let's just wait. Let's just wait each and every week. Let's see how well he progresses, because when it really matters, we'll see.
Yeah, 100%. Because I feel like he's on the same page as Tua. He's on the same page as Tua, but I feel like he has the advantage of that foot.
I would take Hurts over Tua right now. Easy, hands down. Same.
As of right now,
I saw more. I just saw more. Tua took what was in front of him and took advantage of the defense, but I feel like Hurts elevates that offense.
Mm-hmm.
He creates that offense. I feel like he more dictates it and creates it than Tua, who takes advantage of what is offered. If that makes sense.
Good point. No, I clear to me. What
about you? Example, blown coverages that the Ravens did. Blown coverages. Yeah. Yes.
But I mean, to that point, a QB can only do what they can do. It's better to make a blown coverage than to overthrow it by 10 yards or whatever. You still got to make the plays.
Well, that's the advantage for Hurts, because he has that leg, man. He could just run out of pocket and just go for a first down or go for a touchdown, whatever it has to be.
I think these Philly fans need to start respecting Jalen Hurts. Every time we're just like, Oh, we need to see. Oh, we need to see. Oh, we need to see. What more do we need to see from this guy, man? He can run the ball. He can throw the ball. They got smacked around in the playoffs, but man, he led them to the playoffs still, man. And he's looking like he's going to win that division for them this year. I don't know what more Philly fans need to see, but I love Jalen Hurts. Loving him. I think he's going to be a great quarterback.
That defense nice too.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, that was a surprise question now, so we're going to move it on to some more surprises. What game surprised you the most in week 2? I know, Ray, we got that 28-3 blown fourth quarter lead. You want to start it off? What game surprised you the most?
The Baltimore Ravens game. I mean, that's the biggest surprise, I think, of the week. I mean, who the hell thought that they would have most teams that are down by that in the fourth quarter just kind of just say, hey, let's just put our backups in and just call it a day. Let's get the hell out of here. But like I said, man, hats off to that team. They stuck by. They stuck to their wits, and they outperformed us and outplayed us in the second half. And but yeah, that's the biggest surprise of the week for sure, by far. I don't think anybody would have thought in a million years that we would have lost that game. I mean, I think I saw the statistics on it. 99.3% chance of winning that football game starting the fourth quarter. That's pretty sad. So that's what's going to hurt. This whole week sucks.
Yeah.
The whole week sucks.
I'm right there with you, man.
I'm with you, Ray. I'm with you, Ray.
So this is the first week in NFL history where we had 2 teams blow a 20-point lead. So we're going to move it on to the second team. What you think, Nav? What game surprised you the most in week 2?
I'm gonna have to go with Ray. I have to choose my team. I think the Raiders and the Cardinals game freaking surprised me. I was talking a lot of smack, and I really didn't think that there's no way we could lose to the Cardinals, especially missing. I mean, I'm not gonna say that the Cardinals are the bad team, but them missing like a legit, like pretty much their whole offense, like not having Hopkins, not having their number 2. Well, they had their number 2, but Rondell Moore was also not there too. So I just didn't think that we had any legit candidate to like take us out. I didn't think that Cardinals would actually win against us. That was probably my surprise game of the week.
Got you. All right, Slick Nick. Let's move it on to the winner's circle. The 2 teams that got the dub this week 2. Which game surprised you the most in week 2?
Man, all of that opening morning, all of those morning games were kind of crazy, the back and forth. Even the Jets and the Giants and the Ravens blowing it, the Raiders blowing it. I'm gonna just go with the Bills-Titans game. Just like the Titans had no answers. Like the Bills, they the fourth quarter they took out, both teams took out their starters. Like Titans waved a white flag and gave up. And Bills did too. Like, man, it shouldn't. I mean, it's not surprising in the sense of how good that Bills team is, but to just see them have their way and just the Titans have no answers like for them at all was pretty shocking.
Yeah, that game was crazy. Derrick Henry held to 25 yards. Luckily, he got a touchdown to save his fantasy owners. Before I tell you this, my surprise, we had hell of a week 2, man. Win or lose, we had probably one of the better weeks of football that we've seen in quite some time. We had so many comebacks, so many surprise wins, the Colts getting shut out. Joe Flacco throwing for 2 touchdowns in less than a minute and a half to beat the Browns. Like, we had a crazy week of football.
On Red Zone, at one point, they had simultaneous onside kick attempts. I think I remember watching. They're like, this is the first time we have simultaneous onside kicks. Like, it was crazy. Yeah, it was just nuts.
But if you're going to ask me which team surprised me the most, I'm going to say the Cincinnati Bengals. I think they're surprising me. Like, man, like, what's going on in Cincy right now? Like, how do you lose to Cooper Rush? Not even Dak Prescott. Like, they scored 17 points on that defense, and that offensive line is just dreadful. But, like, how are they – like, what are they going to do? Like, I don't understand what's going on with the Bengals. They're going 0-2 to start off the year. I think I said Joe Burrow was going to be my MVP this season, but I'm going to take that back, man. Like, and it's not his fault. And I'm not giving all the blame to him at all. That offensive line is horrible. Like he's on pace to like what I think I saw on Pat McAfee show this morning. He's on pace to have like over 100. I think like 111 sacks this year or something ridiculous. Like he's getting. And last year he led the league with 55, and he's ready to double that. It's insane what's going on over there. But we had an absolutely crazy week of football, and I
What
love
about
it.
Falcons?
Huh?
What about that Falcons game?
Almost coming back from 28-3.
no.
That was great. I was rooting for them. I really wanted them to do it.
No, but
Yeah.
them catching up with keeping up with the Rams. I was surprised about that.
I had that as my upset of the week, and it was close. Like it
was
didn't look
close.
good at first. It didn't look
It
good
was-
at first. I was like,
it-
this was a
it
bad
was
bet,
close.
but they got close. Yeah.
Man, yeah, we had absolutely a crazy week of football. But we're gonna move it on to some rapid fire. We got 15 seconds. All right, guys. Everybody got 15 seconds. Put a mental timer in your head. Everyone ready? Ray, we'll start it off with you. As a fellow
Okay.
AFC team favorite, are the Chiefs still the team to beat in the AFC?
Yes, the Chiefs are the team to beat in the AFC. I think, like I've said before, especially in that division, if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. And the Kansas City Chiefs are proving that. Patrick Mahomes is balling. He's playing out of his mind. MVP caliber for sure. Yeah, it seems like it's going to be set up to be the Bills and Chiefs. Another round in the ring again for sure for those two football teams. The way that they're playing right now.
Got you. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I thought I saw Nav shaking his head. So we'll go to you, Nav. Are the Chiefs still the team to beat in the AFC?
Nope.
Oh,
I think the Chiefs got really lucky this last game, week 2 against the Chargers. What Patrick Mahomes threw potentially 5 touchdowns that got called back, or 3 touchdowns that got called back. 3 interceptions. Sorry, 3 interceptions that got called back. So he had 0 interceptions, but he threw them. They just got called back because of offside or whatever they had issues. I think Herbo, man. I think Chargers are the real deal. I mean, I don't know how his injury is gonna end up, but like if he's 100%, then
real quick before I move it on to Nick, who's the team to beat in the AFC then?
Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah.
Got you. I like
Chargers
it.
legit.
What do you think, Slick Nick? Are the Chiefs still the team to beat in the AFC right now?
Yeah, I'd still go with Chiefs. They're still the most. They have the most behind them to support them as being there. I think Chargers are there, but they had their chance to prove it and they didn't. And I agree. Patrick Mahomes somehow gets out of so many dropped interceptions. It's crazy, but he gets out of them for whatever reason. So yeah,
It's insane. Are the Chiefs still to beat in the AFC? I'm gonna say yes, man. Who's gonna stop the Chiefs? You know, Buffalo Bills can't win a coin toss. We got the Chargers. I mean, Herbo's banged up because his ribs hurt. I think Keenan Allen's hamstrings being pulled right now.
Yeah.
It's just I just don't see a team right now that I like over the Kansas City Chiefs right now. And they're starting off the year hot, 2-0. They're proving that yeah, Tyreek was an amazing addition for them, but you know what? Patrick Mahomes will spread the ball. That's fine. He doesn't have to force it to one top 5 receiver. He can dink and dime to other guys too. I still call the Chiefs still the team to beat in the AFC. Moving on, Mr. Saldana. Which coach will get fired first this season?
I'm going to go with the Colts. I'm going to go with the Colts head coach.
Love that pick.
That might be the biggest shock in my opinion. I can't believe. I mean, I think that if you look at from their team from top to bottom, they're not a bad football team. They're not a bad football team at all. I just think from the way that they're just approaching these games and they're blowing it. I don't know how you blow it with the best running back in the game. They have one of the best Quentin Nelsons, one of the best offensive linemen in the game, and they're still blowing it. I mean, I believe is it Darius Leonard?
Yeah.
I mean, he's what's going on? I know that they had some players injured. Michael Pittman wasn't able to play, but I expect them to bounce back next week. I mean, if they don't, that man might be looking to walk out that door. They might fire him for sure.
I got you. What do you think, Nav? Which coach will get fired first this season?
I was actually gonna say the Colts also. I just piggyback off what Ray said. Pretty much like, yeah. They have all the pieces there. It's like, what's going on? Like, why aren't we doing it? Matt Ryan is not a bad QB. He's a great QB, and he showed that in Falcons last season with no one there. There was like legit no one he could throw to, but he was just, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like the Colts had their chance with Carson Wentz. Obviously, that didn't work out. Now they have Matt Ryan. It's like, if this doesn't work out, then I don't know. I don't know what the issue is. Then is it more of a QB issue or more of a coaching issue?
I got you. Slick Nick. Which coach will be fired?
Reich is good because I think he was already on the hot seat, from what I understand, for bringing Carson Wentz in, because that was his guy and he vouched for him. And I'm pretty sure Jim Irsay almost fired him at the end of last year for that. I'm gonna go with McCarthy.
Wow.
Because I already know I don't know that he'll get fired mid-season. I don't know if anyone's going to get fired mid-season. If I had to pick a mid-season one, I'd probably go Hackett. I think there's something going on with him not matching up right and what's going on. And you spend all this money on Russ and then it's not working for whatever reason. If they fall apart, if they do good, then that's fine. It's one thing. But I think we're going to see McCarthy go because I think Jerry Jones is going to try to bring in Sean Payton. So I think he's getting fired regardless.
I got you. Well, I'm going to have to disagree with all three of you guys because I got someone else for you.
Belichick? Guy's done.
I would fire him, yeah.
I think the coach that will get fired first is Matt Rule, man. I don't think he's the guy over there. You know, they got Baker, they got CMC, they got DJ Moore, they got Robbie Anderson, they got a decent D line, they got a decent defense. Like, what? I think they've lost like 7 games straight or something like that. They just can't get the job done over there. I'm not a big fan of Matt Rule. I loved him coming out of college, but I hate him now. So I don't think he's the guy in Carolina. And I would not be surprised week 4, week 5 when they're 0-4 that he gets cut right then and there.
I was thinking about Panthers too. That kind of escaped me though, but yeah, that's a good one.
Did they win this past week?
Nope, they did not. They lost by 3, I believe.
3, right? They were having a good game.
They lost to the 2-0 Giants. We'll get to the Giants in a little bit. After week 2 of amazing football, Raymond, fellow Lamar lover, who is your MVP after week 2?
I'm gonna say I.
Let me hear it.
I'm gonna go Josh Allen.
Oh,
I'm going Josh Allen. I know you guys want me to say Lamar. I want to say Lamar too, but I'm going to try to be as real as I can be. Josh Allen is playing out of his mind. I think Patrick Mahomes deserves to be up there as well. I think those two, I'm still rooting for Herbert. I really am. He was my beginning pick, but just like Nav said earlier in the podcast, I don't know how how his injury is going to, I don't know how long he's going to be out for. I don't know if he's going to play, and I don't know if they risk playing him and potentially getting even more injured with those ribs. I don't know if they're fractured ribs or something happened there. I'm not really too sure. But yeah, and I think if he's out for X amount of games, that's going to hurt his MVP status for sure. Because what do you look at when you look at MVP? You look at numbers and you look at the performance on the field too. So if he's not on the field, how can he be MVP? It don't make any sense to me.
Got you. There we go. Let me remind you real quick before you go, Nav.
Yeah.
I have something pulled up. His pick was Josh Allen. There's 3 quarterbacks that has more yardage than Josh Allen. You ready? Tua Tagovailoa, Carson Wentz, Joe Flacco. Who is your MVP so far after week 2?
My MVP would be Lamar Jackson.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah. I wanted to change it up. Yeah, I think Lamar just, I don't know. The way he's been playing, it's been crazy. Like, I think this could be probably his best season. It's contract season, so obviously he has to get that bag. Obviously, he denied the contract, so he's gonna prove Ravens wrong. Like he deserves all that money, and the way he's just been playing, especially with the number one receiver just gone this past season, and he's still balling out. So he has the potential like to be MVP candidate, my MVP candidate.
I like that. Slick Nick, who is your MVP?
I'm keeping with Allen for all the same reasons. He's also you also have to keep in mind like who's getting the most media attention, like who's getting, and I feel like Lamar's getting some, but Josh Allen I feel like is getting the most hype and the most media attention. So like whoever kind of gets that ball rolling first and can keep it is gonna win.
Gotcha. I think you guys, my pick's gonna surprise you guys. I always try to throw a curveball, but sometimes I feel like me and Nav are related, like we're cousins or something. My 2022 season
Is it
MVP
Tua
so far
or Jalen
is
Hurts?
that bad man Lamar Jackson, man.
Oh,
He looks like a dog, man. He's looking good. I know he played the Jets week 1. Whatever happened, happened. But man, that Miami defense, they're legit, man. They got Xavier Hyatt, they got Byron Jones, they got Javon Holland back there, and Lamar didn't care, man. He shot,
And he went slinging.
yeah,
and he was
55-yarder to Rashad Bateman. You know what? That's not getting the job done. I'll run it for 75 yards this time. Lamar Jackson for 2022-2023 MVP. You'll never catch me saying that again, Ray, but here you go. That's for you, man.
Only way
can
was
point
like,
out
And you
here.
guys want to
Yeah,
know what's
exactly.
even more sadder too? I'm sorry to cut you off, Rob, but you know what's even more sadder than that is the fact that the Baltimore Ravens are going to have to pay him double what they offered him.
Yep.
If he really truly keeps this up the entire season, it's just so disrespectful, man. It's completely disrespectful, and I hope I'm hoping that, I mean, aside from, we all know that Moy don't like Lamar Jackson. Maybe one day he might change his mind on him, but I don't think that'll happen. But I just think the Ravens they dropped the ball, man. I mean, they just dropped the ball with him, man. They should have paid him. They should have paid him back then when we were talking about, remember when Allen got $40 million? And I came on this podcast and I said, he deserves $40 million. And a lot of people were like, nah, he don't deserve $40 million. I don't think he does. I think what I said was right. He deserved that. He deserved that contract. If they would have offered him what Josh Allen got, he would have accepted that contract, and we would have been paying him less. Now we got to pay him over 50 if he continues doing this.
It's a long season though. If he's get injured or he doesn't perform, they could get a discount. So
That's true.
But like you said, even if he balls out, there's no agreement that he's coming back. Maybe some other team wants to pony up. Maybe they give him that full. The Browns gave Deshaun Watson maybe another team gives him a legit, fully guaranteed contract. You know,
I think you can franchise a player for 2 years, right? You can franchise a player for 2 years. So like Nick said, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
who's gonna give up those draft picks for him, and who's gonna change their whole entire franchise for him? So that's like Nick said in recent podcasts, and he said it perfectly. Who's gonna be willing to do that?
But if you
Dallas
franchise,
Cowboys.
Oh man, if you went
I
to
hope he
Dallas,
doesn't go to Dallas, man.
if
With Sean Payton, that'd be sick.
Oh,
could you imagine if he
man.
went to Miami?
Well,
With
it's a little late
Tyreek and the
now.
boys? Oh my god.
I'm just saying. I don't want him to go, man. I don't want to think about him. It's sad.
Raymond, this
Just
is
bring
the
him
most
the Raiders.
credit.
We'll take
This is the
him.
most credit I've given to Lamar since I've known you, since I've known Lamar, man. But he's playing lights out, man. If he continues
deserved.
like this, I will come on this podcast every single day, and I will let you know that Lamar Jackson for MVP, because he is balling lights out right now. And he doesn't get the respect, man, because he would have gotten much more respect if that defense stopped Tua and the boys for scoring 28 in the fourth quarter alone. He would have gotten a lot more respect at 2-0 that he does on 1-1 right now. But you know what? That's neither here nor there. We'll move it on. All right, Ray. That'll do it for today. You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, man. Yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for tuning in to 4th and 1 podcast. We'll see you guys next time. Let's go.
Peace.
Peace.